live.
They can't see us yet.
Now
There
they
we
can.
go.
Now they can see us.
Hello.
Don't I look wonderfully lit right now?
Oh, so you look so lit, as
I
the
look
kids
so
would
lit.
say.
I'm litty.
You're so litty.
As the kids
You're
say.
so litty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Catt and Kristen. My name is Shut Up Kristen.
And my name is Busy.
Great. Yep, absolutely. That's where
And
you can
together we
find
make
them.
up Busy and Kristen.
We make, if that is not the title of my autobiography, you know, that is not inaccurate.
That is not an accurate statement.
On this show, Catt and Kristen, we talk about the cosplay community, all the things within it, crafting, cosplay, and today, cliques.
And today we're going to be discussing cliques.
Yes.
Because we didn't get enough of them in fucking high school.
What a time. How are you doing before we jump into this clique? All right, moving forward. We're doing...
I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine.
We just scarfed down some mac and cheese, some cheesecake,
some cheesecake, and now
some
you're gonna get some.
cake.
And now you're gonna get some cheese today too.
Exactly, and we're gonna be sipping that tea.
Oh, we are gonna be sipping tea today. Oh, the tea.
Oh wow, lots of people here today. Hello to everybody. Yay.
Because it's a rainy day. Everyone's home.
It is a rainy day. Yeah, exactly. And for those of you that are in New York, which I suspect a bunch of you are on this side of the hemisphere.
Don't assume their habitats.
I won't assume their habitats. Okay.
We're not gonna assume genders. We're not gonna assume habitats.
It snowed yesterday, and now today it's raining. It's great.
Mother Nature, get your shit together.
It's a great time. You also might notice that today, Tom and I are wearing
rocking
matching
the same pins.
So I got Tom and I. Hold on, I'm going to bring it up.
Get rid of impersonal.
It says "Trust No Witch" on it and has Ursula on it.
Well, I mean, that's so discriminatory towards me.
It is, and I got one. I got you one. I'm very excited about it. We have matching pins. That's it. Let us know.
Who were they?
By Oh Hey Studios. They're like a new pin company. I got another adorable pin from them that has Usagi on it, and I don't usually relate to Usagi. However, this was a pin where she's holding a Starbucks cup, and it says, and she's running, and it says, 15 minutes late with Starbucks. And I was like...
That's our Kristen.
Like, why'd you add me, though? Why did you add me?
Why are you adding me? I'm a good Christian woman.
Exactly.
I'm just sharing this to my page twice. Why the hell not?
Wonderful. Great. Here we are.
And that's what's happening in your neighborhood.
Jade sending you all of the well wishes. Had surgery today, so she is home resting. Happy to see you too. That's it. Listen. Don't you dare. How dare you? Feel better, Jade. Thanks for watching and you're resting.
Oh yes, feel better, my love.
He doesn't really care.
I am here. You stop it, you.
What?
How dare you?
What?
How dare you?
What? Trust no witch. All right. So, hello to everybody.
And I'm the sea bitch. I want everyone to remember this moment.
I never claimed to be a princess, all right? I claim to be Pascal.
Don't ever say anything like that while I'm drinking.
Pascal.
Now I have to delete the video. I'm here. I swear to Christ Almighty, don't you look at me like that.
Okay. So, a shout out to Oh Hey Studios for these pins. I bought them with my own money. They're not a sponsor, but hey, if you want to, feel free.
One never knows.
Yeah, let us know if you want Catt and Kristen pins. We've been talking merch recently, and let us know what merch you'd want.
I mean, if Brooklyn Link can have stickers, why can't we have pins?
Oh, and speaking of which, because we're just in merch corner now today.
We'll eventually have our own teas eventually.
Exactly. So, or teas or mugs. I mean, sip the tea with us. That's it. All right, great. We'll discuss this. So, Brooklyn Link, basically the mascot of this live show, came out with some stickers, and I simultaneously had an issue with my phone case recently where it was peeling off, so I decided to peel all it off and put stickers on there. So, whoop-how, Brooklyn Link, right there.
Represent.
Which was funny because he messaged me and he was like, take me with you everywhere. And now I'm like, well, bitch, here we are.
Don't challenge
me. Don't at me. But please never stop, Eric. So I'm desperate.
She really is.
We are like fiery today. I think it's because we're both like so electric about this topic. And we've eaten a lot of that.
We're trying to avoid it.
Yeah, it's truly. Okay, so
cliques in the cosplay community. What happened?
I'm sorry.
Catt and Kristen booty shorts. I mean, if you model them for us,
that's it.
It could be arranged.
That's it. Okay. Anyway, cliques.
Cliques.
Yeah.
How does one define a clique? Well, you have your DC cliques.
Yeah.
You have your Marvel cliques.
Yep.
You have your Deadpool cliques.
Yep.
You have your Harley cliques.
Oh, there are Harley cliques, definitely.
You have... Now, mind you, this is specifically when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah.
When we were in high school, cliques basically revolved around labels. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're labeling people. Because, of course, we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cliques in high school, the emo goths.
Yeah. Theater kids. Glee club. Yeah. Which usually intersected with theater kids. Same.
There was a lot of interweaving, wasn't there? I mean, you had your sports nerds, and you had
people that had somehow become popular, be it social status with money, or just knowing the right people, gaining that power. I don't even know how that happened. I was not one of them, clearly. I don't know what that journey was.
We both were, we weren't exactly wallflowers, but we were, for lack of a better word, just outcasts.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I was like a part of the cliques that I were a part of were like so varied in that it was like they were mainly theater related actually, but like theater related, vocal stuff, whatever. But like even in those, I always felt like a weird sense of like, don't really know where my people are, you know? Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And in cosplay, it's similar.
Yeah. Because
we can't get out of high school.
No. Which is very bizarre, and I do not understand.
So, today we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of cliques.
Yes. And I do want to say that I think that there are some pros to cliques.
Absolutely.
There are some, it's when cliques
It's the same thing with any sort of collection of people.
Totally, absolutely. When a clique is very simply a group of people that all get along, whatever... and share a common interest.
It's a healthy clique.
When cliques become about exclusivity and about some sort of elitism or gossiping about other people.
Oh, the rumor mill. We've talked about
when the rumor mill starts a milling, starts a turning, that's when these cliques become your typical Mean Girls scenario. And I also mean mean guys, mean non-gender equivalent scenarios, because, oh my God, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
It's crazy.
And in relation to the cosplay community, it can really put a damper on things.
It's so annoying. It is so annoying.
Especially when there's infighting in the cliques.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that exciting?
Oh, that I just can't.
I think it's just the bee's knees.
It's wonderful. And we also want to say, I feel like this is an important live show for us to remind you that when we are talking about this topic, there is nothing in particular that has prompted us to talk about this topic. There is nothing in particular. We've actually been talking about doing this for episode number 25
for a while.
For at least a month. For at least a month. So this is not in reaction to anything. We're not talking about anybody specifically here.
It's just something that we've both taken note of.
It's a widespread thing.
And we've been trying to figure out the best time to talk about it.
Yeah.
And the best time to talk about it is now.
It's now. Yeah. Where do we want to begin with this one?
Oh, Christ almighty.
I know.
So in the formative years of cosplay, it was literally just a group of nerds getting together, and that was the clique.
Yeah.
Cosplay as a whole was just a clique of people that got together and dressed in fun costumes and had a ball.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And then shit took a turn.
Yeah.
And it just started becoming more and more like we discussed in one of our first episodes, handmade cosplays versus store-bought cosplays.
Yeah, stigmatized.
That's literally where it started. And, I mean, at least in my opinion, I think that's where it got its start.
Totally,
where it was like, oh, well, we made our costumes. Oh, well, they bought their costumes.
It all roots in cosplay elitism in a lot of ways.
There's already that divide starting. And then you start dividing those smaller groups, like, oh, well, they bought their costumes, but they're also from a certain other camp.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it just becomes this constant sort of divide. And why would you want to divide a community that at one point was just a collective at one point?
And a thing that you see now, which we talk about almost every episode, is the fact that cosplay has become a business. And now you see cliques forming based on the number of followers that people have.
That's right.
And those are the most interesting cliques to me, because and a lot of times in those cliques, that's where you'll also see the most problems but in between people. That's where you'll see the most in-clique problems, because the only thing that these people have in common necessarily is that they cosplay and that they have a number of followers. So their actual like friendship isn't rooted in anything that's like really successpt. And so you see a lot of
rooted in follower count, that's all.
And that's, how is that never going to prompt jealousy between people? Also, a ton of stress to keep up with that follower count. Like, how are you supposed to trust other people? It's just like that's a really strange thing to me.
It becomes a very diabolical relationship that will only end in tragedy.
Yeah.
Having said that...
Pause for sip.
There's a lot of good in cliques.
There is good in cliques. Yes, there is.
Without cliques, we wouldn't have found each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were both in a cosplay group together.
We were both in a cosplay group together, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we just grew closer after that.
Yeah.
And, we've discussed making friends in the cosplay community, and cliques are literally sometimes how friendships are formed.
Absolutely.
And it's one of the building blocks of, human contact.
Yeah, like ours is a great example, because it's like we met in a cosplay group with people. We immediately realized we had similar senses of humor. We got along off the bat. Then we realized that we lived near one another, and that was like what our friendship became rooted in, like actual succinct things. Like, it wasn't just that we happened to be in the same cosplay group with one another. Like, we also, like, got along because of A, B, and C. And, like, that's super important. And I like also that, like, I feel like anybody that you're in a clique with, you should also have a pretty strong one-on-one relationship with.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
Because I feel like that's also the best way to stop infighting.
And that's honestly how infighting sometimes
starts. No, you're right.
It's because one person has a problem with another person, or a person has a problem with two friends getting closer to each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's typical high school nonsense.
Yeah.
And even in high school, there were good things about being in a clique, because you had people you could turn to.
Yeah.
Think about it from a sorority fraternity type of standpoint, where you have this big group of people, a lot of personalities, a lot of opinions, and those opinions and those feelings towards each other can sort of grind against each other.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing.
Communication is king when it comes to these types of situations.
And something that I think is huge is that, like, if you're having an issue with someone in your friend group, in your clique,
take them aside and talk to them.
Taking them aside and talking to them, or talking to someone who is not a member of that friend group about it.
Finding either the weakest link or the neutral party.
Or the neutral party, truly. Either talk to that person directly, or talk about it with your family member, with your best friend who's not in that group.
Talk to someone not involved.
Who's not, so it doesn't become a gossipy thing. Because so quickly, the reason why when we think about cliques, we think about gossip and rumors going exactly alongside with them is because of the sort of discussion that goes within those groups. The communication is like such a weird thing that people have such a problem maneuvering. Yeah. But cliques can also be great in that I know some people that, like, literally will have, like, in cosplay communities, crafting days with one another where they spend a full day crafting with one another. And so that also means that you have a pool of, like, 5 different people that probably have different strengths in cosplay and are all helping one another. That's amazing. That's where cliques can be so good. If you're really good about introducing other, like, if you're maybe then, like, introducing your friend to somebody else in the clique, it can be really good for making new friends, making new whatever. But it also can be super toxic, and I would just say being very mindful, being very, very mindful. yeah, this is something that Melissa and I talk about a lot. Is one of the biggest lessons I've learned over the past year is to talk to someone outside of the group, outside of the clique. That's completely, I would 100% recommend.
Yep.
And then also because like, then even if your intention wasn't to be like, even though your intention wasn't necessarily meant to be malicious or meant to be gossipy, the gossip just happens so quickly. It happens so quickly in a clique.
Literally happens in the blink of an eye, depending on who starts it.
Who was it? I think was it maybe Keisha that said in one of our streams that the game she likes to play at cons is tell someone a random rumor about yourself and see how quickly it gets back. Can't remember if it was her, but that's completely true in the cosplay community, especially in smaller groups.
I mean, my personal favorite rumor is for a good time, call Tomcat, because I promise you'll get a good time regardless.
My favorite rumor is, wow, that Kristen got great legs. It's true.
And some rumors are based in truth.
Spread that rumor all you want. Kristen is great at math.
She's not.
Never has a bigger lie been said.
Also, I'm appreciating the fact that we're sort of matching today.
I know. That's it. I'm giving Vader vibes. You're giving Blue's Clues dark vibes. That's it. Dark Steve. Oh, villain Steve. Oh, mail time.
I'm just going to drink my tea.
I love you.
Mm-hmm. I love you too,
You know how much I love Blue's Clues. That's a compliment.
I'm aware how much you love Blue's Clues. We have heard the puns. But for the kids that haven't, shoot to the moon.
Oh, no, I just love Blue's Clues. I should be Steve, the new Steve. That's it.
I mean, they did hold auditions for it.
I know. I saw online the stuff.
And you didn't go?
Listen, sometimes people leave you halfway through the woods. Do not let them grieve you.
I'm finished.
Yes.
Cliques.
Allie says, it's harder said than done. So many people know each other in the cosplay community. And that's why we're saying, though, not in the cosplay community. Like, outside of the cosplay community. Or someone that you know, you trust, who is like your best friend, who is your whatever in the community.
No, it's
someone
true.
that you like really revere as that sort of level of trust. Otherwise, I recommend outside of the cosplay community. Even though we're an intricate community, there are still so many things that we have in similarity to any other community. You should be able to get really guidance from any other person about
Agreed.
it.
No, agreed.
Yeah, totally.
There are times when you could turn to, again, literally anybody.
Yeah.
As long as you have that sort of strong level of trust with them. If something was wrong with Kristen, she'd talk to me.
Totally.
If something was wrong with me, I've talked, and we have. There have been moments where we've talked to each other about problems that we've both had.
Absolutely.
And it's that level of trust that really sort of can become skewed when that rumor mill starts to turn.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you never know who your true friends are until you're in crisis.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a rat race.
Yep. What's it called? Yay, it's live loading today. I was gonna say
I have over here
wonderful.
Like just in case.
Just in case, that's great.
Of course.
So the other thing that I was gonna say too is that, and this is where social media yet again also plays in, is like we've talked about vague booking before. And
social
that sort
media,
of stuff.
as we've said in the past, is one of the greatest, one of the most terrifying.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
For this community.
Be careful what you say to people. Be careful what people can screen cap from you. Be careful
what you post.
Yeah, be careful what you post. Be mindful of what you post. Don't
That's one of the reasons why a lot of people why I've noticed some people leaving. Leaving Facebook. Not the cosplay community, but Facebook.
I know. Yeah.
Because sometimes they just can't handle what people are posting.
Totally.
They can't handle the shit storm that follows them or that befalls them.
Totally.
And it really just becomes a humongous problem for a number of individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like that's in and of itself, I think that is a very high school thing to do. That's a very passive aggressive thing to do. The vague booking, the cryptic statuses that are asking people that are basically you asking people to ask you about it. That's not how it goes. You should talk to somebody about it. That other person, that other person almost certainly, and we've talked about this in the past, doesn't deserve to have their whatever situation going on being publicly posted about, unless it's something illegal or severe.
We've discussed that in previous episodes.
But on the whole, usually that person does not deserve to be publicly dragged, even though you might feel like in that moment they do. And in a lot of situations, people are going to then poke around to try and figure out who it is that you're talking about.
Usually, one of the biggest components in this type of situation is communication.
Yeah, it's huge.
Want to, before you even think of posting something about another human being, get their consent, talk to them, find out if it's okay.
Totally.
Most recently, a person that I know is going through a very tough time, and she's been very public about it, but I don't want to take matters into my own hands when it has nothing to do with me.
No.
If a situation has nothing to do with you, stay out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're directly called upon.
Yes, exactly. Totally. And there's also a very big difference between reaching out to somebody and being like, hey, are you okay? Don't feel free to not tell me any details, but are you all right? Do you need any help with anything? And that's it. Don't then go spreading that person's business all around. Don't go. The rumor mill also works two ways. There's also the other person on the other end of it that is spreading that news. And like, we have to have a level of trust with one another and a level of confidentiality with one another, because one day you'll be in the position where a rumor is made about you. Like, and that's not great.
It's not a fun situation to be in.
It's just not fun to have people saying how great your legs are. It's just not. It's overwhelming. It's very tiresome. Guys.
I know that feeling.
I get it. Like, I get it. But stop.
All right, enough, Tomcat.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
She loves my laugh. I mean, but then again, who doesn't?
Just
watch any Disney movie with a female villain and you'll hear my laugh.
That's exactly. If you're ever missing Tom, just turn on a Disney flick, hit the maniacal part. Amazing.
Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd.
But yeah, so that's like, there are, like we said, those are some of the pros, but then the cons also is like the elitism that comes out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cosplay elitism is a very, very, very interesting animal.
Yeah.
Because it could start out as just harmless, oh, well, I have this many followers.
Right.
Or, oh, this person has how many, and then it can become quite toxic.
Yeah.
For instance, oh, well, they have this many followers. They don't have as many followers as I do.
Yeah.
I made my cosplay. How did and they have more followers
and they have more followers than me?
Dreadful.
Let's lift each other up. Let's not put each other down. This seems like a preschool rhyme.
Most of the time, what we're talking about, you learned in grade school.
Truly. Like, I understand that it can be frustrating for people when they feel like they're putting in all this work and they're not getting the same results.
Yeah.
But also, you never know how hard that other person has worked on other aspects to get those followers. And something that I will say...
You don't know another person's story until you've learned to read it.
Yeah. And then, on the opposite end of that, you have people that are trying to get into cliques... be based off of solely the fact that there are people with a lot of followers in those cliques. Like a networking weird situation where they're just obsessed with with being friends with the people with the highest numbers. And that's... Listen, there's a very good chance that you're not going to get along with everybody. There's a chance that you might not get along with worldwide celeb Tomcat. There's a chance. It's small. But there's a chance. Like, why would you go chasing for something that you don't necessarily know? Except, and this is not a good example because you're a personality. We know who you are. But still, like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I've directly seen people go after, specifically choose to spend time with people, like, over me, over other friends. And it's very clearly based off of a numbers game.
And that's dodgy territory because say you become great friends with this person only because of numbers, and then towards the middle of the friendship you're like, wow, I really hate them.
Yeah.
How you getting out of there, sweet cheeks?
No, yeah, it's just not a fun time at all.
That's why it's the one rule that we would suggest is if you're trying to get into cliques, try and find people that you gel with.
That you genuinely gel with.
People that you can hold a conversation
Yeah,
with.
that it isn't just like you fangirling over their work.
That doesn't revolve around, oh, well, I was on Instagram and I saw a specific number. Not that people are going to go up directly to a person and say that.
No, but you can definitely tell when someone's intent is. And let me tell you, when you're on the other end of it and you're like, oh, that's weird. We've known each other for years and you're choosing to go hang out with that person that you just met like a second ago. People are going to notice. People are going to notice. And guess what? That sort of thing gets around. And if you're playing that sort of numbers game, same thing with the rumor mill. People are going to start saying, oh, have you noticed that so-and-so is just
Isn't it amazing how high school we sound right now discussing this?
It's crazy.
I like Jessica's comment.
I know, same.
Yeah, but a number of folks kind of need to go back to preschool and remember the lesson of if you ain't got anything nice, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Bambi. We're going back to Bambi.
We are going back to Bambi.
I hate man.
Hashtag back to Bambi.
Hashtag
2K18.
Hashtag back to Bambi 2K18.
Not 2018 because K is just easier for some reason.
K is easier to find than 0, apparently.
It is. K is easier to find.
Oh, my, yeah. Oh, did you see? Did you see how we did that?
Every kiss begins with K. Tom.
Every kiss begins with K.
It's literally the only thing exciting about having the letter K. That's it. That you have Let's Go Fly a Kite when you're a kid to reference K is kite.
K is for kite.
That's about it.
Let's go soar.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
Yep, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So. Oh, cliquedom.
Yeah, cliquedom.
Oh, cliquedom.
It's not fun. It can be.
It's not fun to be excluded from one.
Yes, definitely.
When you're involved in one, absolutely. You can have the time of your life.
Yeah.
You could be saying, oh my God, I'm hobnobbing with this one. I'm hobnobbing with that one. I can't believe I'm young enough to know what the hell hobnobbing means.
I have literally no idea what that means.
I'm an old soul. That's what people keep telling me. That's what people tell me when they want me to feel better.
I assume that you mean meshing with, correct?
Networking.
Hobnobbing.
Just rubbing shoulders with.
Indeed.
I'm so fucking old.
Wait, Jessica says, can we put that on a pin too? Back to Bambi 2K18? Or if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Both.
Let me know in the comment section. I was going to say something and now it's gone. Yeah, I think we've both been in situations too, and I know because we've literally been in them together, where you can tell that a clique is closed off and that they are working with one another and that there is no really getting into that clique and they're not really interested in talking to anybody else. And that can get weird.
However, on the other hand, there's probably a very good reason behind that.
Yeah, sometimes there is. Sometimes
there's a very good reason why these cliques are so closed off. It's because that someone took their trust and burned the bridge.
Totally true. That's totally true.
And, you know, that's definitely something that people need to understand.
Yeah.
If a clique is closed off, generally it's either a well-known fact because the rumor mill is... Despite the fact that it's a rumor mill, there's some truth in there.
Yep.
There's gold in them thar hills.
Yep.
There could very easily be a reason as to why that's happening.
Totally. Yep.
And it's not up to you or I to figure it out. Sometimes you just have to let bygones be bygones and move on with your
I think the only issue is when people are rude to people. That's when it's like, all right, calm down. You can still be polite to people. You just don't have to indoctrinate them into your clique. We don't have to do the blood oath tonight. We'll save that.
Oh, the blood oath.
Yeah, the good old full moon blood oath.
We'll save that for the goat sacrifices.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just it's a weird thing. Also, if you don't feel like you're meshing with someone, maybe you don't belong in that clique anyway. Maybe you don't belong there. Maybe it's not for you, and that's fine. I think personally, whenever I'm entering a group of friends, and I think that I feel this way because
Go in with an open mind.
One, go in with an open mind. Two, I think I feel this way because, like we said earlier, I was definitely one of the outcasts in high school. I would never say that I had like a group of friends, and I definitely was somebody where I understand the feeling of feeling left out. Like, I totally get that, and I can understand how you can feel that twinge for a moment, but I also understand that, like, I much rather and much more value one-on-one relationships with people because I think you build a trust, you build a rapport, and you
build a relationship.
You build a relationship.
Be it business, be it romance,
exactly.
be it friendship.
Exactly.
You build a relationship.
For Tom and I, it's all three, and so
it really is though.
It's everything. But so when I enter a clique, I always am like, build those one-on-one relationships. If I have a problem, I'm going to talk about it with someone outside of the cosplay community or so far removed that there's no way that it's ever going to get back to anybody. And even when I'm talking about that thing with someone, I'm never saying things that like are aggressively mean or aggressively like, that's just not how it happens. Communicate better, do better.
Let's read some of the comments.
Yes.
Because I would actually like to discuss one of the times when I was snubbed.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so we have Allie, but at the same time, what if you just really want to build stronger friendships with others and people take that the wrong way and talk and fight? It's the worst experiences I have ever had, all because I just wanted to make some friendships stronger.
I can't think of how, though, going into that would cause drama. Do you understand what she means?
No, I understand, and a lot of it has to do with anxiety.
Yeah. Fair.
When you put yourself out there and you're rejected, it hurts like hell.
Totally.
But it also serves as a learning experience. Because despite the fact that you want to get closer to them and you want to build stronger relationships with them, it doesn't exactly mean that they don't like you.
Yeah.
It just means that they're not sure how to process yet.
Yeah, totally.
Because they are also dealing with their own shit.
Totally.
And, I think a lot of people forget that we're humans.
Yeah.
We're not infallible gods.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, but that's besides the point. I generally try to be open-minded to a vast number of individuals. But there are times when even I am like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, it's very few times where I initially am like, I really don't think we're going to mesh. Like, I really don't. And even then, I still try to be open to it.
And sometimes you go off of other people's opinions of that.
I know. And I always try.
That's big.
I will say is that I do always try to make my own opinions for that sort of thing, because you never know what someone's personal experience has, how they've differed, you also are usually hearing one side of a story before you go into a person. So unless I've heard something that like specifically has a lot of receipts to it, and I'm like, nope, we staying away from that.
The receipts.
Yeah,
the receipts.
Unless I'm like, oh, nope, we're staying away from that. There's very, very few times in which I'm not open to building a friendship with someone. And I feel like even those moments where I'm like, I feel like we're not going to mesh very well, I still give it a chance. And then if we don't mesh well, I'm never going to be impolite to you. I'm just going to not build a super strong friendship with you.
You also have to remember, people aren't like you and I. People have sometimes been through the mill already. Some people are just really tired, and they want to keep their friends closer.
I understand that.
They want to keep their family as tight knit as possible.
I get that totally,
and I understand that. And some people just need to. I don't want to say nut up and accept it, but
yeah.
Sometimes you just have to accept it as an incomplete forward pass.
And it doesn't mean that the other people that you approach it doesn't mean that it's not worth trying again with somebody else. It doesn't mean that like that is the way that it's going to go with every person. Yeah, it's shitty that it doesn't work out with that person, but sometimes it's just better to then ease off of the gas. And you never know, maybe that person will at some point be in a different part of their life or a different part of whatever, and you guys will realize that you really connect, and bada boom, bada bing, bam. I think also it can be really difficult to sometimes, for some people, it's really difficult to build those sorts of relationships if they're not in person.
Absolutely.
If they're on the internet.
Absolutely.
I'm a terrible messenger. I am terrible at messaging people. Messaging makes me extremely anxious. It does. It just does.
True.
Messaging people makes me so anxious. I think I've responded to you and I haven't. I think I've done this. I'm super busy during the day and I'll see something pop up on my phone and I'll forget that it's there. I'm terrible at that. And so I find it really difficult to maintain relationships online.
But that's
For me,
also
it's much easier.
That's because of your own anxiety.
Totally. Yeah. And that's just me. And like, I'm sure that comes off to some people as like being disingenuous.
Sometimes I think within this community, a lot of people aren't accepting other people's mental illnesses.
Totally.
And
there's very high expectations.
There's a very high expectation, especially for people that have,
Weather.
Especially for people that have an exorbitant amount of followers or a high amount of followers.
Totally.
Because you automatically think, oh, well, they have this many followers. I should be able to talk to them freely because they're so... No, that's not how it works.
No. And then people will message you back, that people will message you angry that you haven't responded, that you, like, haven't responded to them or, like, that they deserve a response. Like, people have this expectation and, like, feel like they deserve a message back every time. And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, is it a polite thing to do to message back? Yes. But in reality, if you have a bunch of followers and you have a bunch of like people messaging you, things can get lost. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a slight towards you. It's a thing that I've had to deal with on YouTube for a really long time. Not so, I mean, like it has happened with cosplay stuff, but I've had to deal with it on YouTube for a very long time. And it's a definite problem in the community as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to read Jade's comment.
Oh yeah.
I've tried to say hello to some humans at cons or on media and get the small snub. It's all good though. I don't mind it. I don't ask why. I just keep moving and having fun. And that's literally what you're supposed to do.
Totally. Yeah.
If it didn't happen at that moment, it may happen later on. You don't know.
It's totally true. And it could have totally been a moment in which that person didn't see your comment, didn't see your message, didn't see your whatever. Like,
oh my God. Yeah. There have been times when I'll use a good example. There was one cosplayer that I became pretty good friends with, but the way we got our friendship started was I had added them on Facebook. Now, mind you, I have said this in a number of videos. If we have a number of mutual friends in common, you're getting added. Yeah, because totally. I need to know everybody, I need to mother everybody, and I need to love everybody. That's literally how I operate. Tom doesn't want one click, he wants the whole. I want the whole thing. The whole thing. I want my hands in all the pies. Poor unfortunate souls. All right. And we're back. And I had run into them in person, and I was like, oh, I see that we're talking in person, but you never added me on Facebook. Now, mind you, they already know my personality. Right. They know how crazy I can be. Right. So when I said that, they laughed. That night, they accepted my friend request. Amazing. And that's literally sometimes all it takes. That's totally true. More often than not, a lot of people in this community are going to accept your friend request if you've met in person. Totally, yeah. And that's completely and totally fine. Yeah, totally. There's nothing inherently wrong with any of that. Yep, totally. Also, there's nothing inherently wrong with them not accepting your friend request. No, it's true. That's also a thing. It's true. Allie followed up with, what I mean is that you're friends with someone and they don't like that you're branching out, hanging out with others and having fun, so they decide to say that you don't appreciate their friendship and call you out on social media. That was her when I went out with Eric that one time. Listen. She was the salt of the earth. Listen, no, it was just blind jealousy because Dad Eric, though, he ain't here, and I'm very sad. Yeah, basically. No, I never would actually be angry about you hanging out with anybody except for Eric. Besides Eric, totally free reign. No, but that is a thing, definitely. People get jealous, people get nervous, and a lot of that stems from insecurity. A lot of that stems from insecurity, and most likely that in the past they have been left by someone. Yep. And unfortunately, that responsibility doesn't fall on you. That responsibility is not your own. That is their own
problem. If they call you out on social media, we've talked about this. Nobody should be calling you out on social media. Nobody should be dragging. You don't have that. They should not have that sort of access, but it happens. It's awful.
Call out culture is becoming a real thing. Unfortunately, it can be anything from rape, to Nazism, to you did this with that cosplayer, I'm gonna be petty about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a large range. It's from the smallest, pettiest thing to the biggest issues. And don't get me wrong, the biggest issues, glad that they're being talked about on Facebook.
Same, completely.
Glad that those are being the petty small things that need to be discussed one-to-one.
Don't post it.
Don't post it.
There's no need to post that nonsense.
And you should not feel bad. You should not feel bad, and I've had this happen to me as well. You should not feel bad for branching out. You are your own person. You're an adult. You are allowed to be friends with multiple people. You're allowed to have other relationships and friendships with people.
This isn't grade school where if you're friends with another weirdo on the playground, you're going to get chided for it.
I know. And the people that are doing that, like, I recognize your fear and I understand your fear, but you have to address that problem head on. You have to be cognizant of that. Like, that could be completely, most likely your brain is making that up, you know?
Scroll. I want you to scroll in the comments, my love.
Hello. Greetings. Why did you at me, Eric? Wait, he's here now. Wait, I need to. Eric, you'll like me better now, I think. Hopefully, I mentioned this at the beginning. However, I happen to have a phone case issue there. I had to peel off the design that was on there. And so I've been putting stickers on it. Boom!
Any and all guilt has just been absolved. Your sins have been absolved.
That's it. I got my hero of time with me always. That's it. No, I'm excited about it. That just fit perfectly, and I'm thrilled about it. So you are actually coming with me all over. Here we are. Great. Obsessive.
Okay, so Jade, I want to read Jade and Andrea's comment next.
Yes.
Jade says, I'm calling you two out. Why are we not better friends in real life? How dare you ignore the Phoenix? Or the Phoenix. I just finally got that.
Wait, where did she comment that?
Down further.
Oh my God! Hello.
Yeah, it's been
okay.
It's been
all
a
right.
thing.
Okay.
It's been a thing that happens.
All right.
Andrea asked, "This is the first time I'm catching this live. Where are we?" And I'm here sipping my tea, which is thank you so much for sipping your tea with us.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
She wants to know what pins we're wearing.
Oh, I said this at the beginning as well. These are from Ohei Studios.
We'll take pictures and post them.
We will take pictures and post them, but they are Ursula, and over Ursula's eyes it says "Trust no witch." So I got them matching for
which
Tom
is appropriate because eventually she'll cosplay as Ursula, and me, I've been cosplaying as Ursula since birth.
I want to so bad. Let's see. In the past, some friends would get mad if I didn't hang out with them enough at a con. Hello, I'm a social butterfly. Let me see my people. That's how I feel too. That's how I feel as well. And it's funny because even now I feel like so weird in group situations sometimes because I'm just much better at one-on-one relationships.
No, absolutely.
Unless you've been with those people in a group dynamic before, it's like a weird, I don't know. It can be weird to navigate. Just don't get gossipy.
Navigate the waters.
Don't get rumory.
Navigate the waters.
That's it. There's no reason to put other people down. That's it. What?
Nikki. Oh, Nikki. Oh, Nikki.
And then, oh my God, that is adorable and accurate. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Miss you also.
I miss you too. Even though, do I know her?
I don't know. Do you? We know each other from the Doctor Who community.
Then I don't know her.
She's a great cosplayer.
We
and a twin.
need to fix that.
Exactly. Done. Sold.
American.
America.
Sold American.
What else? What else? I feel like there's so much to talk about this.
Specifically when it comes to the mentality behind cliques, you need to remember they literally all started as just groups of people.
That got along. Yeah.
That's literally how it started.
Yep, exactly.
And the fact that people get so bent out of shape if one little thing doesn't go their way.
Yeah.
Lord knows I've been there a number of times.
Yeah.
Don't you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, there will be times when you just have to take a step back and say, all right, maybe next time.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. You have to just recognize the moment. Don't let that sort of rejection feeling sink too low. There are so many people. Imagine the people that you have not gotten along with before. The people where you've had that moment where you're like, I don't know if this is meshing. And just accept that, like, maybe you're not meshing. And also that maybe it isn't anything wrong. There's no wrongdoing from that other person. Maybe it's just the wrong time. Maybe it's just not the right moment. As long as nobody is being actually rude to one another, try not to take that too personally.
No,
maybe
true.
and you never know what people are going through, too. Maybe that person just had a terrible friend breakup sort of situation and is not looking to bring anybody new on because of that. That's a very, very real thing. Maybe that person is, like, hyper busy and like the idea of having new friends makes them anxious.
Maybe the person just has anxiety and doesn't like people all up on them.
That's totally a reality.
Specifically people they may or may not have an acquaintance with.
Yeah.
We've both been at conventions when random people will come up to us and say, oh my God, I follow you.
Yeah.
Sometimes the person with anxiety will be like, oh my God, that's so great, and just worm themselves away from you.
Totally. Yep.
You have to be mindful of people's idiosyncrasies.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything against you. It almost certainly doesn't unless you've done something drastic. It's just ridiculous. If people are going to click up to the point of openly alienating others, do you really want to hang out with people like that? That's exactly what I said earlier. That's you deserve better. If they're ignoring you, move on. You're going to find other people.
I'm not going to start the quote. I don't like Taylor Swift enough.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't either. What were you going to say?
Shake it off. Oh, Elsa, let it go.
Let it go. There it is.
We jumped from one blonde to another.
Or Florence and the Machine, shake it out.
There you go. That's even better.
There we go.
The dog days are over.
The dog days are over. The dog days are done. Thank you.
Can you hear the horses? Here they come.
Because here they come. Favorite concert I've ever been to.
What a wonderful song. I do appreciate Florence.
That's my favorite band. I absolutely just adore Florence Welch. How dare you also be my best friend? Both. I'm trying to think. Do you guys have any other thoughts on the topics? Anything else that you want us to talk about?
Jade is saying, I get really weird when that happens. I have no idea how to respond when that happens, and I'm very weird about physical contact. If I don't know you I get very awkward, and it translates as me being a bitch because of the resting bitch faces.
Yeah.
Resting bitch face syndrome.
People react differently. People react also differently to being thrown off. Sometimes people are not ready to meet someone new and aren't expecting to meet someone new, and that throws them off. There are a lot of things.
There's a lot of angles when it comes to cliques.
Yeah.
Which is why
making new friends.
I'm very thankful that we're talking about this now, because if we had talked about this earlier, I don't think we would have been, how do I want to say this? I don't think we would have been not as knowledgeable, but just as well worded.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's
specifically because in the beginning our episodes were only a half hour long, and now they're sometimes upwards of an hour and a half.
Upwards of an hour and a half. Yeah, they are long now. They are long boys.
They are the long boys.
It's true. It's just something that you'll see at every con, and sometimes you can like actually physically see it, and you'll see groups closed off. Don't let that make you afraid of reaching out to new people. Don't let that stop you from reaching out. If that group doesn't work out, there's a very good chance that another group will. I don't know. Keep pressing on and just don't gossip about other people. Just don't. Just talk to somebody else.
If only it were that. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts every day, it'd be a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I just wish that people would have a better understanding that it's just cosplay.
Yeah. Again, we are all just adults dressing up for pretending to be people that we're not. That is what we're doing. Do we really want to get that elite about this?
Is this really something we want to get elite about?
Is that what we're doing here? We all just running around in kigoos, and I'm just trying to figure out where the elite people are. It's just bizarre. It's weird.
Bill and Ted said it best, just be excellent to each other.
Exactly. Be nice to one another. Be open. If a person, to be fair, on the flip side of that, somebody is making you feel uncomfortable, though, also, there's a very easy, polite way to get rid of those people. And you don't have to feel there isn't.
You don't have to feel morally obligated to hang around them.
No, you like on the other side. You don't have unnecessary expectations. Like nobody owes you anything except for like just normal politeness and being kind to one another. Mm-hmm. But like beyond that, like if something isn't working out, try not to get too personally offended for it. On the other side, if you really feel like you're not meshing with someone, just slowly dissolve from the picture a little bit, politely.
You know what I see a lot of too?
What?
Not only with cosplayers.
What?
Photographers.
Oh, cliques?
Cliques and
there is definitely cliques in photography. Are you kidding? There are 100% cliques in photography. Oh, I would love to talk about that with a photographer.
Yes.
That I would love to talk about with a photographer.
Agreed.
Because, without a doubt.
And that's something that I want us to like branch off onto.
Yeah.
Is I want us to start. We got to figure out a way to get guests on this program.
Yeah. We're going to do it. We're going to research.
We're going to research on how to do that.
We're going to research. We know a lot of you have the interest on being on the show. We also have a bunch of people in mind. We would love to get more perspectives than just ours, even though we're great. We would love to get more perspectives than just ours. Just these witches. Bring in some others.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stirring up brew and drinking tea and stuff.
That's it. Oh, you're so right. There's also a lot of elitism in the photography biz.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of photographers shit-talking each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, just... Look at one of our darling friends. I mean, he constantly posts. He posts
weather. Love you.
I know how to English.
I know.
Feature pages.
Oh, yes.
The elitism of cosplay feature pages.
Yes.
Why are we getting petty about feature pages?
And one of my favorite, I will say, one of our favorite pages, Cosplay and Comics. One of my favorite things about Cosplay and Comics is that in the comments, they have a bunch of other accounts that they're linked to and are always like, follow them. All of these things. That's amazing. That's great. That's a sense of community. That's wonderful. Great.
Isn't it nice when there's a sense of community in the cosplay community?
It's nice.
Rare,
isn't it good?
Rare though that it happens.
Yeah. Isn't it fun?
Isn't it fun? Isn't it? But nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But all is heaven nowadays.
Okay, so that'll be $15 from me.
Yes.
I wish I remembered the harmonies for the end of that. I remember that one single harmony.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you so much. I used to be much more of a soprano, and now I realize I'm a little bit more alto from all the coffee.
I realized that I was just all of them.
That's it. That's all. No, I wish I knew the alto. I'm gonna learn.
Learn. We'll sing it together.
I'm gonna learn. We're gonna sing it together.
We'll sing it together. That's exactly what we'll get done.
Let's see. Oh, and Eric yells, "Chicago!"
Feature pages sucks. Nate.
Nate, I love you so. Let's see. Wait. Let's quickly.
All the quickly.
Tiffany says, I know it's been difficult since I moved to find cosplay friends, and I miss my northern cosplay friend groups. Yeah, it's hard. You know, it's one of those things where...
It becomes very difficult when there's such distance between people.
And the one thing that I would recommend is trying to search Facebook for cosplay groups, like cosplay groups in your area. I feel like Facebook actually is a great resource for that sort of stuff, is like looking up, like in your case, Florida groups, like specifically
weather
and looking for those sorts of things can be really good, but you never know if they're gonna hit. I feel like the best way to try and find con friends is by going to cons.
Yep.
And meeting people.
What a coinky dink.
That's it. But it's hard because I understand, Tiff, you left us. Left us.
Wow. Tiffany's calling her out. Devin's calling me out.
That's it.
Because
great.
One of the things that I do at conventions, and you can attest to this, I wander.
Yeah, that's it. Same. Same.
I
need to be by myself for a little bit because I like to wander.
Sometimes
and I like to jump from, like, again, I have much better one-on-one relationships. Something I will say about Katsucon is that I found myself standing in groups of people and having a really great time because it's, again, based off of those, like when I was standing with Eric, I met Flora and I met all these other people and I was like, oh, it's because they get along. Like, there's a good chance that we might also get along.
Yep.
And then actually forming that sort of rapport with someone is like, it's a big thing. And it's a much better way to go about it than seeking people out, than being like, oh, I really want to become friends with that person. Like somebody from one of my
something out of Lord of the Rings.
My person. I know somebody who just like a weekend ago got to go out and have a good time with one of their cosplay idols, and it happened completely organically, and that's like amazing. That's great.
Also,
that's great.
Just to completely go off topic.
Yes.
To those that went to conventions this past week, and we all hope you had we both hope that you had a fabulous
yes,
time.
Awesome Con, Anime Boston,
Anime Boston, Anime Matsuri.
I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Oh, was that the one where the thing happened? Oh, great. We'll talk about that next week.
That's our next topic,
Stay tuned next week for appropriate cosplays.
What is appropriate and what is inappropriate to wear at conventions?
What the fuck are you people doing?
Who raised you? Where is your mother?
Oh my god. Right here. Right here.
And you're breaking my heart.
That's it. I feel like you were just the cowardly lion for a moment from Wizard of Oz. Yeah. Exactly. And let's see. And it's true, you can't truly enjoy cosplay until you just don't give a crap about being better than someone else. Yes, louder for the people in the back. Yeah, that's such a huge thing. Get over your ego. There's a very big difference between having personal goals and personal challenges than looking down upon people and being like, my work is just so much better. Like, who gives a fuck?
Who are you? Who are you?
Who gives a fuck?
Who are you?
Let's see. Tiffany, you are not so socially awkward. I love you. And look, make friends. Wait, in the comments, make friends with Jade. Okay, it's fine. I'm hooking you two up.
Jade, Tiffany, become Biffles.
I'm glad that all of you, though, seem to have good con experiences. Mike, hi Mike. Says Anime Matsuri. Is that it?
Anime Matsuri has quite a sordid history. If you ever need to know, it does.
Oh, fun.
The creator of it, but we won't.
No.
We won't air dirty laundry.
No.
The dirty laundry has aired itself out enough.
And we'll talk about the appropriate cosplay stuff next week. So Stay tuned. Like our page. Like our Instagram at Catt and Kristen. I'm Vanna White. And this has been this.
And this has been Catt and Kristen.
Eric says, only strive to be better than yourself. Eric, as per usual, you beautiful, beautiful man. Yes, correct. That's really sums it up, is just try to be better than yourself.
One of the things that I love is that there are so many people in this community that have a voice. We're just the two schmucks that decided to put a podcast on.
It's true. We're just the two that were like, hey, let's record ourselves because we cute. Because we don't have an ego.
On the good shit.
I just bought a ring light, by the way. Did I tell you that?
No.
That's why these softbox lights aren't here.
Oh, that's right. You said you were going to last week.
And it arrived right before you got here. So that next week I can actually set it up and we can be even better lit.
We could be litty.
We're going to be
so litty.
Oh, my stomach's showing. Sorry. I didn't
Not sorry.
No, but actually, I didn't mean to. But like, you're welcome.
I'm sorry. If my stomach showed, they'd have to outlaw me.
Oh, don't you even with me.
I will with you. I'm full of fortune
What
cookie
is it that you
wisdom.
say? What is that you say? Hold on. God's gonna get you for that, Tom.
God'll get you for that,
God'll
Kristen.
get you for that, Tom.
God'll get you for that, Kristen.
You say it in the same deep, like somber voice every time.
Yep.
And usually you're doing this thing with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's...
God will get you for that, Kristen.
God will get you for that.
You know, Kristen, there is a God. And he is very capable of getting you.
He is very capable of getting you for that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hell.
Wait,
Did you not watch the latest Shut Up Kristen YouTube video, Tamantha? Deceased!
It's true, I did say it at the very end. Eric, you watched till the very end? I can't. Okay, anyway. Woo!
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
And yes, Tiffany, I think that Tom and I would just keel over if we ever did a Catt and Kristen episode live from Disney World.
We wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
Can you imagine you and me? Hold on, I'm just putting this out into the universe. I'm throwing it into the wind. It's happening, and we're catching it on a flower, and we're going. We're going to be in the color of the
into the
We are
ocean.
going to be in the color of the wind because we are going to Disney Expo. We should go.
Oh, I'd love to go to D23.
I want to go so bad. I want to go to D23 so badly, and it's not happening again for like another year or so.
Next year it's happening.
It's
the
19th. No, but I thought that it wasn't coming back for another like 2 years or something. No. But regardless, by the time that that's happening, this podcast will be world renowned, and we will demand a panel. And if you and I are not there, I will sob.
No, I would very much.
I would love to go. I want to go so badly.
Go.
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
My heart is still recovering, Crystalline says. I can hook you guys up. How? How?
Because she's a Disney costumer. She's great.
She didn't say that.
She's very
Mickey,
talented.
she didn't say that. She didn't mean it.
Very talented.
She didn't mean it.
She's very talented. She's a bird.
We know she's very talented. You're not supposed to air like that woman.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. We're good. Sorry, Tiffany. We're good. I whispered it, and I whisper so.
Peter Pan is going to come to you in your sleep.
I know.
And he's going to steal your shadow away.
He already has. That's it.
That is true. Eric did cosplay as Peter Pan. A fabulous Peter Pan, by the way. I could never. I'm far too old.
Don't you even with me.
Go to D23 2019. I'm going. You hear that?
Yeah, so 2019.
You see that?
Okay. Oh my God.
You see that?
Mom, we get it.
Do you though?
I do.
What
are we cosplaying? Pascal,
Mother Gothel. I mean, I have Mother Gothel, the Wicked Queen.
We have
Ursula.
Armored Pascal.
You have Armored Pascal soon enough. She'll do Armored Snow White.
That's it. Done.
She'll do Armored Ariel.
Listen. Undadasi.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter.
Take it from me.
That's just nasty.
Take it from me.
That's nasty.
All right. So, on that note.
Wait, Walter, my Disney cosplay would be Gaston. If you don't, sir.
Number one,
sir.
How dare you not have done that yet? That is almost as egregious as the Effie trinket situation over here. Don't you even look at me. And so, don't you. I'm adding
me. I am done with you. I have ceased to exist because of the amount of atting you are doing.
Listen, I'm a master tweeter. That's all I know.
She really is.
I'm a Twitterer.
I wouldn't know because I'm not on the tweeter.
You are!
I am on the tweeter, but I'm never on the tweeter.
I know. It's very sad. Armored Phil from Hercules. No, I'm definitely Pegasus. I am Pegasi. That's
Oh,
amazing.
yes, Pegasus, all the way.
For sure.
All the way.
For sure. Meg and Pegasus.
Meg and Pegasus.
Both. Oh my God, Meg.
You know, that's one character I don't want to cosplay as Hades. People would love me to cosplay. I know. I know.
And I wanted to do Femme Hades for so long, but that was one of those rare instances where I started to see a bunch of women doing the same Hades design, and it just bored me a little bit. Like, people do it really, really well. Don't get me wrong; people look amazing, but for me, I just became, which makes me sad because it's my favorite villain.
I thought Ursula was your favorite villain.
Second favorite. Hades. Sorry. Okay, listen. I'm way more Hades than I am Ursula. The puns? The fire?
I'm not hearing
the fire?
I'm not hearing this.
Okay.
No. Nope.
Well.
Nope.
What are those?
What are those?
What are those?
What are those?
What are those? All right.
Weather.
Okay.
Wow, hour and 6 minutes.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay, we should wrap this up.
Tom, you could pull off Zeus. I'd rather be Hera.
Fair.
I'd rather be Hera.
That's
all
it.
That fuchsia. All that fuchsia organza.
Yes, oh my gosh, the sparkles. I thought there were like bugs around
Sparkle,
you.
man.
You like
sparkle,
went like
nearly,
this, and
sparkle.
I thought there were like bugs around you. I like didn't know what you're swatting at.
Sparkle, nearly sparkle.
Anyway.
One day we'll read Valley of the Barbie Dolls.
Oh my gosh. Dear Lord. That's another cosplay I want to do so badly is Barbie from Toy Story. I want to do it so badly.
You know, if I had a better body, I'd do Ken.
Oh my gosh. Listen.
I'm too hairy.
Did you ever know? You're my hero.
I've done enough Bette Midler for 1 year.
Know,
oh my God almighty.
Truly though. Okay, let's wrap this up. This has been great. Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Catt and Kristen.
Absolutely. If you want to find the show, Facebook.com/Catt and Kristen, like it, share it with your friends, tell them, because then we'll be able to bring guests on here and we'll release merch and everything will be great and you'll see us at D23 and you'll see us everywhere and all your dreams will come true if you just share this.
One thing that I would like to point out is if you have any ideas for panels that you
like,
because
totally.
One of the things that we're going to talk about as soon as the cameras are closed, because we secret it like that.
Exactly.
I did get an email from New York Comic Con saying that panel submission is open, and we would love to hear what you would want us to talk about. Should we get a panel, just to get everything together to send to New York Comic Con?
That would be amazing. If we could get a panel there, that would be major. We'd be swimming in it. And parting this Red Sea. And crawling.
Tentacle hands.
Dropping our phone.
Dropping our rings.
Dropping everything.
Dropping everything.
Wonderful. Great. Tentacle
hands.
So please let us please let us know if you have any panel suggestions. And we have, as always, our cosplayer of the week. And this week it is
Queen Allie.
Woo woo! Both of us have known Allie for quite some time. She does a lot of Once Upon a Time cosplay.
She liked to think of herself as the original queen, and then she met me.
All right. Tom's coming for you, Allie. It's happening.
No, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
When we sent Christmas cards to each other the first year,
Yeah.
I had said, "Love always the original Wicked Queen."
Oh my God.
And then she sent me back one that was similar. I can't remember what she said, but I know that she tried to snatch my weave, and I'm like, oh.
You guys are having a crown battle? That's it, royal battle?
You are messing with the wrong
Why don't we have that as a group, a royal battle? Why don't we have that as a group right now? Oh my God. But yes, amazing Regina cosplayer, particularly, especially the cosplay that she rolled out for Katsucon, absolutely unbelievable work.
Yep.
So as always, we will have a post afterwards linking all of her information, but please go and check her out, Queen Allie. I think it's Queen Allie Cosplay on Instagram. I think so. Yeah, it's not just Queen Allie. I don't think it has any numbers, just Queen Allie Cosplay.
I think that sounds accurate.
Yes. Thank you, Allie, for all the support.
And if you would like to follow us on social media, you can find me at the.tom.cat on Instagram, TomCatConMom on Facebook, TomCatOfficial on Twitter, and I think that's all I'm a part of. Oh, and TomCat on Vero.
Woo!
Even though that's slowly going the way of the dodo. R.I.P. Vero. 2018 to 2018.
We'll see. Let's not anger anybody.
Let's not piss anybody
off.
And if you want to follow this gorgeous creature,
yes, you can follow me at Shut Up Kristen, KRISTEN. I'm a 10, not a 10. And you can follow me over there on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. YouTube is kind of the main one, and I'm uploading again. And I actually have a really cool video going up in conjunction with Louis Stardust in the next couple of days. Yeah, so the trailer is going to be up on my channel tomorrow, and the full video will be up on her channel on Saturday. So if you want to check that out, if you're a Riverdale fan, you will be pleased.
Oh, you were there for that?
I shot the behind the scene. I shot a lookbook video for them and some video stuff for them, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So yeah, so that's going to be coming out. So get ready, subscribe,
like, subscribe, and if you want to follow this,
yes.
Even though we discussed it already, I think twice in this podcast.
Agreed, but a third time can't hurt.
A third time is the charm.
D23, get us there. At Catt and Kristen on Instagram, on Facebook, Catt and Kristen. Yep. And if you have any business-related stuff, cattandkristen@gmail.com.
And I think...
that's probably it.
I think is that it? Why do we feel like I'm forgetting? Why do we feel like we're forgetting something?
We did Cosplayer. We did Cosplayer. We did our social
plugs,
media like 400
times.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like we're missing something?
And tag a friend in the comments. Tag a friend in the comments. Just let them know. Let them know right now.
At your friends.
At your friends. Nothing says friendship like adding them in front of everybody.
I think that if you want to talk to us about possibly being a featured cosplayer, go right ahead. Our inboxes are forever open.
Totally.
I think that was what I was forgetting. You know what's going to happen? The cameras are going to go off, and then I'm going to remember.
Exactly.
God'll
get you for that.
God'll get me for that. Ciao me out for now, guys.
Mumbai, Dubai, bye. Bye. Oh no, just